My sister knows that I do what I do. She doesn't like it. She's, you know, she's worried about me.
Why did you smoke crack?
I don't know why I do. It's hard. I'm stuck on it. I'm addicted.
You're addicted? Don't you think you should do something about it?
I'm trying. Believe it or not. It doesn't seem like it right now. It's crazy.
The only reason I can imagine why he would smoke crack is because he has to. I never want to see that again. Breaks my heart when I see it.
Sorry if I scared you.
Okay.
I'm just...
You didn't scare me.
Yeah, make you feel... I don't mean make you feel uncomfortable, but I'm just...
I might have considered going on a date with him when I first met him, but now that I've seen him like this, there's absolutely no way I could date someone like that. No way.
I feel like everything I touch is just like destroyed. That's what the drugs do.
I'll always love Matthew, but at this point in time, I can't have it in my house. If he says no to treatment, I don't know what his future's gonna hold.
We've done everything we can do. We just can't live this way anymore.
Out of everybody here in the room, and including Matt, who's feeling worse? What?
When I talked to Jerry Rubin and Abby Hoffman about this period, they told me they wanted to try something new, something they thought would maybe be more effective in stopping the war. Jerry Rubin was talking about what he called a political Woodstock that they would hold outside the Republican National Convention.
They really tried to make us go to Miami. And we kept saying we're not going to do it. But Jerry, for political reasons, just announced that we're going to be there.
They think we're going to San Diego or Miami, whatever it is. We've never said we're going. We ain't going. There'll be no big jam with us in Dillon because there's too much going on. We never said we were going. That was it.
By then, John and I realized that it would have been very, very dangerous for us. We had a very distinct, clear feeling that if we had gone to the Republican convention, we would have been in danger of our lives.
How can I go forward when I don't know which way I'm facing? How can I go forward when I don't know which way to turn?
You know, he said, the only thing I ever really wanted to do in my life was to play in a rock and roll band. And then he said, I can't let them take that away from me. The very core of his existence was threatened by what they were trying to do to him.
How can we go forward into something we're not sure?
It is now clear that Richard Nixon is the winner of this election. That's what our trend now indicates. The president re-elected by a landslide.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Wondering how long again.
McGovern lost, the fact that Nixon was re-elected again, and all that really upset us, because in the big picture, the United States, the policy of the United States would affect the whole world. And from that big picture, we were very depressed.
Once Nixon is re-elected, the FBI loses interest in Lennon, says, we're closing our file. The Immigration Service, though, is a good bureaucracy. When they're given a job, they do their job. And they kept doing their job. They kept doing it to Lennon for another year and a half, 2 years.
The situation is, I'm still appealing. Like every now and then they'll say, you've got 30 days to get out, and then my lawyer will appeal and we'll go up to another court or something like that, and it'll just go on forever. Terry Sutton put it well. He says, it keeps the Conservatives happy that they're doing something about me, and what I represent. And it keeps the Liberals happy because I haven't actually been thrown out. So everybody's happy, you know?
The easy thing to do would have been just slink away and go back to England. But he chose to stand on his rights, and I'm glad that he did.
Lennon and his legal team went on the offensive and filed a couple of very interesting lawsuits.
I sued the Attorney General, Mitchell, and a whole slew of other people who I claimed were involved in a conspiracy to deny John and Yoko's case and get them out of the United States improperly.
What do you think your chances are of remaining in this country? 99 to 1. For or against?
4. Why is that? Because I'm overconfident as usual.
We ultimately were able to examine the records in the case, and lo and behold, deep in John's immigration file, which was a high security file, were documents reaching all the way up to President Nixon, showing improper interference in an immigration case and prejudgment.
Probably the most important documents in the Lennon FBI file are reports addressed to the White House, signed by J. Edgar Hoover. Now, these were not sent directly to Richard Nixon. They're addressed to H.R. Haldeman, assistant to the president. Now, Haldeman was the most important person in the White House if you wanted to get to Nixon. So when Hoover sends something to Haldeman saying, here's our report on our progress in trying to kick Lennon out of the country, the reason that he's doing that is that Nixon wants to know.
I would not say that it was integral to the politics of the Nixon administration to keep John Lennon from having residence in this country. I think it was of a piece with the general nastiness of the Nixon administration.
I'm sick and tired of hearing things from uptight, short-sighted, narrow-minded hypocrites. All I want is the truth. Just give me some truth.
I had no prior knowledge of the Watergate break-in.
You had the President of the United States, Richard Nixon, who was running a rogue presidency, a criminal presidency.
We do know from Mr. Nixon's long statement of May the 22nd that he did approve, much earlier, a program of wiretapping and even burglary in national security matters.
Did other presidents break the law, bend the law occasionally? I'm sure they did. Was there wholesale criminality in any other presidency in our history? No.
For God's sakes, they committed a burglary and then they destroyed the government of the United States covering it up. That is the context in which you have to determine and judge and value what they did to John Lennon.
The case against John Lennon by the FBI and the Immigration and Naturalization Service and by President Nixon and all his people was that John Lennon was disloyal to the United States of America and what it stood for. The real disloyalty was Nixon's, Hoover's, the INS, and all the people who were implicated in the FBI and the INS and wherever else, because their perversion, distortion of the Constitution, their violation of the basic principles, that was the greatest disloyalty to this country.
Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.